Electrochemical impedance spectroscopy and conductivity of SOFC electrolyte. When a source which produces sinusoidally varying potential difference is applied across a resistor, the potential difference developed across the terminals is called AC voltage and is given by equation 1, where Vm is the amplitude of the oscillating potential difference and omega is its angular frequency. Since V is equal to IR, the AC voltage can be represented as given by equation 2 and the AC current can be represented by equation 3 and 4, where Im is the current amplitude. This is Ohm's law, and for resistors it works equally well for both AC and DC voltages. In a pure resistor, the voltage and current are in phase. The minima, 0, and maxima occur at the same respective times. The resistance value is independent of frequency. To show phase relationship between voltage and current in an AC circuit, the notion of phasors, rotating vectors, is used. The phasor vector shown here rotates about the origin with angular speed omega, that is AC frequency. The vertical components of phasors V and I represents the sinusoidally varying quantities V and I. The magnitudes of phasors V and I represents the amplitudes or the peak values Vm and Im of these oscillating quantities. But the cases of an inductor, a capacitor, or a combination of these circuit elements are different. In the case of a capacitor, as shown in the diagram, the current is pi by 2 ahead of voltage or 1/4 cycle, and in case of inductor, the current lags the voltage by pi by 2. The corresponding resistance is called reactance. The capacitive and inductive reactances are expressed by equation 5 and 6. When an AC voltage is applied to RC circuit in series, the voltage across the terminals of resistors and capacitors sum up, that is, V is equal to VR plus Vc, and the total resistance is called impedance and is given by equation 8. This is for a simplified case when phase difference is pi by 2. Electrochemical cells or real systems are far more complicated, as these do not have uniform current distribution through a definite electrolyte area, and calculation of total resistance requires first current flow path, second geometry of the electrolyte, and third ionic conductance, etc. The total resistance is calculated by fitting experimental EIS data to a model instead of ionic conductance. In principle, an electrochemical process may be modeled by electrical circuit elements such as resistors, capacitors, and inductors. Like resistance, impedance is a measure of the ability of a circuit to resist the flow of electrical current. But unlike resistance, it is not limited by simplifying properties of a pure resistor only, and incorporates the complex frequency-dependent properties of capacitor as well. Electrochemical impedance is usually measured by applying AC potential to an electrochemical cell, and then the current AC through the cell is measured. The excitation signal as a function of time is expressed by equation 9. In a linear system, the response signal is shifted in phase phi and has a different amplitude Im, as given by equation 10. The impedance of the system is calculated from equation 11. This equation is analogous to Ohm's law, and the impedance can be expressed in terms of magnitude, Zm, and phase shift phi. Here, Euler's relationship is applied for the reason that trigonometric functions can be defined in terms of complex exponential functions and a complex number j is introduced. J square is equal to -1. It enables to separate the real and imaginary parts. The impedance as a complex number is represented by equation 12. This expression contains both a real and an imaginary part. In order to provide details in concise form, there is a definition of impedance relationship with Cartesian coordinates AB and polar coordinates r, theta. These impedance relationships are defined in both Cartesian AB and polar r, theta forms as given by relations 13 and 14. The sign of B and theta is positive for inductive components and negative for capacitive components, but is conventionally plotted in the first quadrant of Nyquist complex plane plot. For a pure resistor, the Nyquist complex plane plot displays the resistive A versus the reactive B components of impedance Z, and the Bode plot displays the logarithm of the modulus of impedance R and phase angle theta versus the logarithm of frequency f. The total impedance is equal to R, that is resistance, given by equation 15. R is a single point on the resistive A axis of the Nyquist complex plane plot, whereas on the Bode plot it is a straight line parallel to the log f axis and intersecting the log r axis at the value of resistor R. The straight line indicates that the impedance of the system is independent of frequency and has no reactive component. At all frequencies, the phase angle theta is 0. For a pure capacitor, the impedance equation has only capacitive part. On Nyquist plot, it is a vertical line at A is equal to 0, shown by dots in indicating that the resistive component A is 0 and that the reactive component B is inversely related to frequency f. On a Bode plot, it is a straight line of slope -1 on a log R Bode diagram, which indicates the modulus R is inversely related to f and the value of theta is -90 degree at all frequencies. When a resistor and capacitor are in series, both resistor and capacitor have non-zero values. The impedance is given by equation 17. From the Nyquist plot, the value of the resistor is obtained by reading off the value of A at the point where the vertical line intersects the A axis. The same can be obtained by extrapolating the frequency independent horizontal line to the R axis and reading off the value of R equal to capital R on the Bode plot. When a resistor and capacitor are in parallel, the impedance can be calculated from equation 18. On Nyquist plot, we get a semicircle. Low frequency data are on the right side of the plot and higher frequencies are on the left. The impedance can be represented as a vector of length z or mode z. The angle between this vector and the x-axis, commonly called the phase angle phi or argument of z. For parallel RC circuit, the standard resistor 1 kilo ohms after fitting is 997.8 ohms, while for the standard capacitor 8.66 nanofarad, it is 8.7 nanofarad with CPE value nearing to 1. This is fitted data obtained by ZView software. Here, complex impedance representation of solid state SOFC electrolyte at 3 different temperatures is shown. Intersection of the circle with the real axis allows the DC resistance R1, R0 of the sample to be determined at temperature in question. Plots at 3 temperatures 486, 503 and 524 Kelvin are shown here. The centers are depressed below the real axis by the same angle. Theta is equal to 14 degree owing to surface heterogeneities. This represents the simplest of the real case where there is a single semicircle and is depressed, that is, its center below the axis. In real systems such as ceramic electrolytes and not single crystals, 2 or more semicircles are obtained, characteristic of bulk, grain boundary and the values can be determined from intercepts of these semicircular arcs with the real axis Z prime. The electrical equivalent circuit is extended with an increase in the number of semicircular arcs as shown here, and the total resistance is sum of bulk resistance and grain boundary resistance given by equation 19. Putting the value of total resistance in equation 20, the total conductivity of the electrolyte can be determined. When plotted log sigma T versus 1000 by T, if a linear relation is obtained, shows that the conductivity data follow Arrhenius behavior. The activation energy E of the electrolytic conduction can thus be determined from relation 21. Conclusions. The components of an electrochemical cell can be represented in terms of electrical circuit elements, that is, resistor, capacitor, inductor, etc., and the electrochemical impedance spectroscopy data can be analyzed by fitting it into an electrical equivalent circuit model. For modeling of an electrochemical cell, it is important that the circuit elements incorporated in the model should have a basis in the physical electrochemistry of the system. By fitting the EIS data into an equivalent electrical circuit, the circuit elements can be determined and consequently the value of conductivity of the electrolyte can be evaluated. Upon plotting log sigma T versus 1000 by T, a linear relation is obtained showing that the conductivity data follows Arrhenius behavior. The activation energy EA of the electrolytic conduction can thus be determined. Thank you.